Thank you. All right, the Muslim student from Texas that was arrested for bringing a clock to class, although it was pulled out and sort of looked like just a bunch of wires and a board. He has pulled out of school.
Yeah, 14-year-old Ahmed Mohamed was not charged, but was suspended for 3 days after a teacher mistook the clock in a briefcase for a bomb. News of his arrest won him support from around the country, including from President Obama. But Mohamed's father says the boy's having trouble sleeping now and eating, so he took him out of school along with his other children. The family will fly here to New York tomorrow to meet with dignitaries at the United Nations.
Shelly Palmer joins us now to discuss why he thinks the school's treatment of Mohamed is so disappointing to see in an education setting.
Good morning.
I mean, why is it disappointing? It's disappointing for a couple of reasons. First of all, when I was a kid, I took apart everything. I learned electronics the way everybody learns electronics. You learn a little bit about circuitry, then you go pull apart and tinker with every single thing there is in the world that you could possibly tinker with to find out how it works. Now, I looked at this case. There was a pretty interesting picture of this case and a picture of the kid in handcuffs. I'm going to leave the politics out of this for a second and just let's look at the picture of the case in handcuffs. It took about 5 seconds to see that this is a printed wiring board that was silk screened, which means the kid didn't make it. It's a commercial printed wiring board, and the LED display had a ribbon connector on it, which you don't buy unless you buy a complete LED display.
You know this stuff.
No, hold on.
The general person would know this stuff.
Clearly, it was this clock. The M was for Micronta, and there's no way in the world, I just looked on eBay this second, and there's no way in the world it wasn't this clock taken apart.
I do understand that. So, how would you expect, though, a teacher without having a chance?
I would have no idea.
I'm going to go the other way.
Okay,
because I don't want to talk politics. How did they lock down the school and say there's a bomb in school, right? I mean, there's protocols weren't followed. There was we're not going to know. We weren't there. What I'll tell you is this, though. The victim here, to me, right now, is STEM education, because it needs to be cool to take things apart and build stuff. We need to build a country of builders. We need to build a country of kids who go, this is interesting, I want to understand it. You could argue his motivations were incorrect, but when he was asked what he built, he said he built a clock. At no time did the child say he built a bomb.
But he was evasive initially with teachers. He wasn't answering their questions. And this is a school that is just miles away from the location where they had that mock cartoon Mohammed drawing contest where the people were killed or shot.
Juliet, the kid's 14 years old.
Yeah, the kid's 14. I mean, there are a lot of kids out there that have, you know, very bad intentions.
And I'm going to argue
the
following. This clearly wasn't a bomb, and if you don't know that it wasn't,
but you know, this teacher was trying to protect her school. She had no idea.
No, she wasn't, or she would have said no. She would have said lock the school down, and they would have emptied the school.
She was being very protective of the situation. I think. I did think
not having been there, I can say the following. If you look at this, and law enforcement got there and immediately knew it wasn't a clock, it wasn't a bomb, and it clearly wasn't a hoax bomb, because there's no hoax explosives, there's no hoax other components.
You keep saying clearly. That teacher, you're trying to get into her mind of what they were thinking. I would have no idea. And in this day and age,
then what's the protocol, Juliet? So if it's scary, then lock down the school.
You call 911. Well, I mean, she may not have taken
here's the thing.
correct protocol.
Let me interrupt for 1 second. I think we all could agree, in an ideal world, this would not have happened. But I also think, sadly, it's the state of education today, and we've had so many violent incidents in schools.
So I will argue on my own beat, not politics, because I don't want to get into the politics of it, or the racism of it, or any of that. This is an important field of study. Learning to take stuff apart and being proud and being able to show it off to the teachers who you have that teach you. He brought it to his science teacher. Science teacher then told him, hey, maybe you should keep this to yourself. I don't even want to go there. I don't know why a science teacher would ever need to say that in the 21st century. Keep this to yourself. You built something interesting. You tinkered with something interesting. Let's say, just for now, what the most important victim here is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. I wish that wouldn't be the victim here. And if it has to be that politics don't work, then let's figure out a way that we can build a world where we can have science, technology, math, and engineering.
5 seconds. Got to run.
Thanks,
Shelly.
We appreciate it.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Stay with us.